Hey everybody, welcome back. 136 days until opening day for the New York Yankees. What if I told you that the Yankees were going to pick up a right-handed pitcher, just 27 years old, with a 100-mile-an-hour fastball and a devastating slider, who already has 2 top 10 Cy Young Award seasons under his belt? And you're going to get him for just $10 million per season for the next couple of years. Well, that's exactly what the Yankees have in Luis Severino. Luis Severino, much like Deivi Garcia, began his Yankees career at the ripe age of 21 years old. In 2015, he was 5-3 with a 2.89 ERA in 11 starts, 62 and a third innings, 56 strikeouts. In 2016, he struggled to put guys away, and he was just 3-8 with a 5.83 ERA. He made 11 starts and also appeared in 11 games out of the bullpen, bounced back and forth between the major leagues and the minor leagues. But he added a bit more depth to his slider before the 2017 season and really took off. In his age 23 season, he was 14-6 with a 2.98 ERA in 31 starts, 193 and a third innings, 230 strikeouts. He was an all-star and he finished third in the Cy Young Award voting. In 2018, he was 19-8 with a 3.39 ERA in 32 starts. That's a .704 winning percentage. He threw his only career shutout and pitched 191 and a third innings, 220 strikeouts, and finished 9th in the Cy Young Award voting. And then in 2019, he had a series of mysterious injuries. It began with a lat injury. He had a weird soreness behind his shoulder blade. There were a few misdiagnoses, which unfortunately has been the case with the Yankees doctors over the past few years. And he ended up only appearing in 3 games during the regular season. He was 1-1, 12 innings pitched, 17 strikeouts, 1.50 ERA. He did appear in 2 postseason games, threw 4 shutout innings against Minnesota, and then threw 4 1/3 innings and allowed 2 runs against the Astros in the ALCS. Tommy John surgery cost Luis Severino his entire 2020 season. Now, what Tommy John surgery is where they actually cut open your elbow and they remove the ligament in there. It's called the ulnar collateral ligament, and they replace it with another ligament from your body, usually the wrist. And it used to be kind of a death sentence for pitchers. Kerry Wood came back from Tommy John surgery at 20 years old and was really never the same. I mean, he was pretty good, but he ended up having to move to the bullpen. He just didn't have the same kind of life on his fastball afterwards. But other pitchers have responded pretty well. Jose Fernandez made 8 starts in 2014 and was 4-2 with a 2.44 ERA. Had the surgery, came back in 2015 to go 6-1 with a 2.92 ERA. Now, he was a great pitcher, but not so much a great boat captain. Steven Strasburg, 2010, went 5-3 with a 2.91 ERA, ended up having Tommy John surgery in his rookie year, came back in 2011 and was 1-1 with a 1.50 ERA in 5 starts. So he's obviously become a World Series MVP. It took him a while, but he came back to pretty much full form. He doesn't throw quite as hard as he used to. When he first came up, he was 101, 102. Now he's more 96 to 98, but nobody throws 100 miles an hour forever. Yu Darvish had a 3.06 ERA before his Tommy John surgery, and then came back with a 3.41 ERA afterwards. So there's no reason to believe that Luis Severino can't come back at near full strength. The thing that worries me the most about Luis Severino is that he basically missed all of 2019 with those other injuries, the back injuries, the lat injuries. So there's no telling how that kind of screwed up his motion. You know, maybe it was fighting through those injuries that caused him to hurt his elbow. And for that, you have to put it on the Yankees training staff, which, don't even get me started, that's its own video. If I had to make a prediction as to how the Yankees will handle Luis Severino coming back from Tommy John surgery, my prediction is that they'll be very, very conservative with him. And what I mean is they won't rush him back. They'll give him a little bit extra time to heal and to get up to full strength. Now, I don't know if he's going to be at full strength at any point next year. When pitchers have Tommy John surgery, a lot of times they say they're not at full strength until really the season following their return. If you look at Jordan Montgomery, when he came back in 2019 from his Tommy John surgery, he came back, I believe, in September from a surgery that occurred in the previous April. And he struggled with his command a little bit. He pitched out of the bullpen. But he really wasn't the same guy. He looked good in 2020, even though his numbers weren't fantastic. I thought he was pretty good. He had a very low exit velocity against, and he seemed pretty strong. He was good in the postseason against the Rays in Game 4 of the Division Series. But I feel like Luis Severino, since he had his surgery in February instead of April, I feel like he could return as early as maybe June or July. But I still feel like the Yankees are going to hold him off until maybe August, maybe midway through August, to give him 5 or 6 starts going into the postseason. Make sure that he's rounding into form and really see what you've got with him. Now, unfortunately, if you do that, you don't really get a chance to see what he has before the trade deadline. So if you're light on pitching, you might be banking, hey, we're getting a top-flight starter back in just a few weeks, and so you don't go out and get somebody. And there are starters that the Yankees could go out and get right now. Trevor Bauer, Garrett Richards, Charlie Morton. A lot of these guys would make a difference. You could bring back Masahiro Tanaka, which is something I think the Yankees will do. But if you're betting on Luis Severino to come back at full strength, if it's just the elbow issue, then maybe he will be. But the lat injury and the tricep injury that kept him out most of 2019 might be indicators that he's starting to break down a little bit. If I'm the Yankees, I'm crossing my fingers.
If you enjoyed this video, go ahead and smash the like and subscribe buttons. It helps YouTube suggest this video to other Yankees fans. Tune in all season long for series previews, post-game live streams, news, rumors, ranked lists, highlights, and long-form podcast episodes. See you next time.